Hi. Okay, don't worry. You're going to get your full Monday intro right after I update you with some life updates. We have not done a solo in like a month. This is insane. I missed you guys. I missed talking. I missed venting and oversharing my life. I feel like I'm going to combust with stories. I have a handful of things to catch you guys up on. And first of all, by the time this airs, it's going to be right off. It's going to be Labor Day. Happy Labor Day. I hope you guys are enjoying the outside weather. Fingers crossed you saw me on the boat this past weekend. Ugh, to the boat gods, please. Speaking of that, can we touch base on my reel that went fucking crazy? All of the men, I had like 50% men in my comments inviting me out on their boat, which is like so nice. Hi, if you found me from that reel and you're listening to this now, shout out to you. Thanks for being like a normal human being. And then there was like 50% that were like, that were seriously so offended by like me, my blue hair, about me being overly oversharing on the internet. And I think you know what? This was like a total side pivot, but you know what I think we're going to do? I'm going to read off my favorite comments from that post. Because in the honor of Labor Day and the end of summer, and fingers crossed, I was out there shaking this ass and popping that pussy on the boat. I hope so. Looking out for my future self, girl. I hope you had a fun weekend, girl. And I hope you guys are having a fun day. And we're gonna give a little throwback to my most recent viral video about me wanting to be on the boat and why men just hate me for existing. So here we go. The first one, this says, blue hair on boats are now illegal. I can't tell you how many comments I've gotten about my blue hair. One Kill Switch 514 just did 4 throwing up emojis. GLAPPLE77 said maybe they're afraid of the weight balance with you on board, to which I replied, this would just make the wave bigger to ride. I don't know, sounds like a win-win to me. I can't tell you, I had so much fun roasting back these trolls in my comments. Like, I live for an emasculation moment. It's quite literally why I love boating so much, because I tie knots better than most men. I could get 2 boats together, and most of the time guys are like, oh girl, you got this, like what do you need me to do? And I'm like, just stand there and look pretty. It is quite literally my favorite thing. And the fact that I didn't get to go out and do my top tier emasculation this summer, I feel like part of me is suffering. I feel like I am gasping for air and honestly probably taking it out on my man. I'm so sorry. Okay, Tony underscore cannoli 1979 said a waste of a video. 1988 eights in 34 said hit some Ozempic and ditch the blue hair. Hater Drew says, well, who wants to take you out when you act like that? Danny Phantom says that liberal hairdo, that's why. You know what I think is so, like, I truly don't understand the blue, how, like, okay, I understand that, like, Republicans red, Democrats blue, but I'm not sure what, I have had blue hair for 8 years, okay? Like, way before social media got political in the way that it is right now, and it really threw me off that, like, I'm assuming everybody who's making liberal comments are Republican men. They also either have no photo, they have their sunglasses on holding a fish, or quite literally have the Confederate flag with their accounts on private. Like, I dare you guys to do me a solid and open up your private account so we could see what you look like. Why don't you put a profile picture on your user 697430 and let's see what you really look like. You want to talk about Ozempic? You want to talk about me being a curvy fatty? Look, look at me. First of all, I think it's really funny because like at all, like the amount of men that said that I'm like overweight or made comments on my weight is like crazy. Secondly, I'm sitting in a car, okay? Like angles are everything, and when one is sitting down, and I'm wearing a tiny top and these titties are huge, okay? They look big. They are big. Sometimes I forget how big they are. I'm like, God damn, girl. Wow. I don't know why I procrastinated this episode so hard. I'm literally having the best time and we're like 4 minutes in. Okay. I totally forgot my point, but we're just going to move forward on the comments. Someone else says, aren't you too old for that these days? Another guy says, I can tell why. Gore 27, because we're tired of giving handouts to blue-haired liberals. Jason Reagan 713 says, "Jeesh, need attention much?" And wait. There was another good one that I wanted to share. Oh, this one. Oh my God. Okay. There's like 2 of these comments that quite literally made it into like my daily like life that I think are so funny. And like honestly, I can't even be mad because you know when like someone like insults you and like you're just crying laughing because it's like so off the wall. Okay, so this is this one. Billy_Bob.23. I absolutely would not want to be seen in public with a damn Smurf blue hair headed chick. Major Subaru Fister sister vibes. Fister sister. Are you calling me a lesbian? Because honestly, you see, I would be a hot lesbian. Okay. Not Subaru Mr. Sister vibes. Top tier. Top tier comment. Regular underscore Uri day underscore normal underscore MFer says, it's probably because of your voice. It's a little annoying. And by a little, I mean a lot. Hope this helps. Less gabbing and more gagging would have definitely gotten you that invite. And like, honestly, how do you think I got the boat? Okay, now let's go to the hidden comment section because you know it's bad when Instagram has to actually hide the comments from you. Another annoying liberal, Reverend.Buck, which I did look at his Instagram. It is public, unfortunately, for him. And he's like, I don't know if him being like a preacher is for real or if it's a joke, but he literally has a fake mullet wig on. And his comment to me is, pastel big backs in the wild are gnarly as fuck. We're just going to take a sip on that one. Oh my God, but honestly, Brew Daddy, y'all, said it the best. And I'll forever call myself this. It's so funny. Okay. He says, I need to restart all my social media. I am so sick of seeing nonstop skank ass females that are proud to be whore trash. Not the whore trash. I'm sorry, but referring to myself as whore trash has quite literally been the highlight of my last week. It is so funny. I can't even. And the irony of that comment is like you are actually admitting to stopping, scrolling, commenting, watching these skank ass female horror trash women if that's all your feed is. I just can't. Okay. And then, you know, there's always that one guy that wants to be like, you're ruining your life. Someone's going to see this. You'll never be able to be employed again. You'll probably commit suicide over it. It's so sad to see the destruction of the life that you're creating for yourself. And it's like, you clearly have no idea what's going on. This is the other thing that I honestly don't understand about this side of social media. And like, I've always used social media to create, not to consume. Once I start over consuming content, I actually feel worse about myself. I start criticizing myself. I start thinking about like not doing XYZ. I could be doing more. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. And it gets really bad. And like for the longest time, it really took me until like this, like maybe last year to realize that people actually like comment on things. Because I like when I'm scrolling, it's to like pop creativity or to like enjoy content, but I'm never like in the comments. And it really didn't start happening until my friends would send me something and be like, oh my God, look at the comments. Or like, I read the comments. Did you see that? And I'm like, wait, people really out here like spending their time reading comments. And it's just, I'm not, listen, to each their own. I'm just saying for myself, it's honestly not something that I have done. And I notice myself now, like if I get to that point where I'm like reading comments on a post, I'm like, it's too much. It's time to detach. We're done. We're done with social media today. Totally just went off on a tangent. We're going to reel it back in. In exactly 31 days from today, well, I guess you could say 30 days from today, I will be celebrating my birthday. I'm turning 30 this year. Woo! I know, aren't we all excited? You know what's so funny about birthdays is I started school a year early, so I have always been the youngest out of all of my friends. And it was always frustrating in my younger years because everyone would be excited about these milestone birthdays. Like, you know, turning 13, you're a teenager. Turning 15, you get your permit. 16, you get a driver's license. 18, you're an adult. 21, you can drink. And by the time I reached those milestones, nobody cared because they had already turned those ages. And so I remember always thinking to myself, like, damn, my birthdays suck because I always felt like people didn't care about my birthdays as much as I've cared about theirs. And that has lasted throughout me being an adult. And this is why birthdays are so important to me. And I'm like, you know what? I'm a Libra, so I have learned if you want something done, do it yourself. And you know what? I love to plan a party. I love to gift give to my friends. I love to coordinate, theme, write an itinerary. Are you kidding? I fucking love that shit. And so the last couple of years, I'm like, you know what? Fuck everyone. I'm going to plan my own fucking birthday parties. And there's been a couple of years where people have, you know, I'm not trying to call out all my friends. I love my friends and they always do what they can do to make me feel special, especially on my birthday. But I'm a Libra and I'm like, I'm going to celebrate myself in the way that I want to celebrate myself. I'm turning 30 this year. You know what's so great about that? All my fucking friends turned 30 last year. And all my friends are like the end of the year. It was like boom, 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 boom. Birthday, 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 birthday. Half of my friends didn't even do anything for their 30th birthday. I'm like, are you fucking crazy? I have planned a 4-day weekend extravaganza. You guys may have seen the invite on my Instagram story. The invitation is 30, flirty, and feral. Because why would it not be anything else? Are you kidding? Pausing on that for a second. I had to make sure this birthday was over the top and better than last year. If you were not here last year, I turned 29 and the theme of my 29th birthday was the cunty carnival, okay? And it was Y2K meets carnival was the theme. I printed out invitations, hand delivered them to my friends, and created this whole event. If you are interested to see how that went, we did have a Cunty Carnival confessional, which is also the title of the episode, somewhere around October 2nd last year. If you want to go back and listen to that, or I'll link it to on YouTube to the follow-up to this video so that you can go listen to that one. Yes, why wouldn't I have a confessional, a reality TV confessional for my birthday party? Last year, we rented a party bus and we had a theme. We rented a party bus. We decorated my man's place. He lives up in Sedona, and basically I had the party bus pick up all my friends from their house, and we took the party bus up to Sedona, and we had our party up there. We had the confessional. We had games. Everybody stayed the night, and it was just so fun. And I was originally thinking for this birthday, I'm like, I wanted to do a trip. I was like, okay, it'll be fun. I want to do a girls trip, and maybe we'll go to Vegas. And then I was like thinking to myself, I've been to Vegas on my birthday a handful of times. Every time I go to Vegas, I fucking go balls to the wall, end up hating my life, and I just can't hang like that anymore. Like, I'm not turning 21. The puke and rally party scene is a lot harder to do these days, nor do I even want to feel that way, I don't want to feel like I have to recover from my birthday weekend. So I'm like, Vegas isn't going to work. Then we thought about going on a cruise. My friends are so sweet. They're like, we'll do whatever you want. Let's go on a cruise. And then I was thinking to myself, like, how can I plan a whole party and have my 29th birthday be so fun and not do something that sets the top, makes it even better for my 30th. So I ditched the vacay idea. I'm like, you know what? 30, flirty, feral. We are doing a whole birthday weekend in, I rented an Airbnb in Old Town Scottsdale, and me and my very closest friends have a full itinerary for Friday and Saturday. I'm so excited, and we're basically gonna vlog the whole thing so that you guys are gonna be able to get a front row seat of all of that, which is gonna be so fun. I also am doing a birthday event in Gilbert. We're doing a wine and paint night on my actual birthday. So if you're in Arizona and you want to come, it's an open invitation. Hit me up on Instagram. It's going to be, we have up to 45 people to come. And yeah, just let me know. Preferably girls that I know. If you're a random strange man, you're not going to get the invite. But if you're a girly in the area and you want to meet some more girlfriends, you want to do a fun activity on a weekday night, it is an open invitation. And I would love to just continue to curate the community that I have with the podcast. And I'm going to be touring one day. Okay. I want to meet people. I want to say hi. What a better way to do it than my birthday? But then Friday and Saturday, we have 2 themed days. I'm not going to give you guys all the info. I'm just going to give you this because I'm rambling and I don't even know if anyone cares about this, but there will be a whole episode, maybe 2 episodes of the birthday event. Actually, there's going to be 1 episode and then I'm going to do a vlog, and it's going to be separate just on the YouTube. But Friday is going to be Prosecco and pajamas, high class pajama party. Okay. And we are going to be ordering a hibachi, to come to the house, and we're going to have a hibachi dinner. And then I'm hoping, we'll see where the night takes us. We might go out. I want to do some content, whatever. And then Saturday is Tatum's Tipsy tournament. And think of this as a beer Olympics, but we're going to have teams of 2. Each team has to come up with their theme name, and then their theme name is their theme for the day. So they have to dress according to their theme name. I want everyone to be creative. I'm like excited to see what people come up with. I'm hoping to like rent a photo booth. If anyone knows of a Arizona photo booth, like old school 2000s vibe, comment on the video on Spotify, on YouTube, comment and let me know what their business is because I'm looking, okay? And I'm just really excited. I'm so excited. One of my friends is flying in from out of state and I'm going to be able to like celebrate with my best friends. And I just think it's going to be such a fun weekend. And then I have like I have 3 events in October. It's quite literally a birthday month. I'm not sure where I'm going to squeeze the work in, but I'm really excited. I have coordinated and planned the whole thing. So that's that. Okay, those are my updates. That's what I have for you right now. Let's get into the fucking episode. Girl, stop talking. All the shit that people are thinking but not saying. I'm not even like drunk. I've just been like drinking. Men, if you're listening, I apologize in advance. Women, hey bitches, are you ready? Are you still talking? Girl, stop talking. Happy fucking Monday, bitches. We are back and I am excited. We are here. We are talking about how my summer fling gave me the ick, or any man for that matter. And men, if you're listening and you get offended that we're talking about you, sounds like there's some projection there that you should look at. See, listen, I'm like, I need my moment to emasculate you. I'm so sorry. This is mainly for the girls, the gays, and the theys, but I know if you were a man and you were smart, you were still listening, okay? Because you could learn something from this. I wanted to combine the episode that I talked about on Instagram into having a summer fling, giving me the ick. Boom, we're doing it together. And of course, I need to share one of my most icky summer flings, or the summer fling that gave me the ick. And I have a handful of them. If you know me, you know that before I got into this wonderful, healthy, beautiful, loving relationship, I was... No, I'm kidding. I was a girl dating, having fun, trying to live, trying to find someone to love me. And because I was desperate for love, which is a callback to another episode that you could go listen to, I continuously picked the wrong man. But after I picked the wrong man and feared my life quite literally, left him, set boundaries, key, understood that I could not be desperate for someone to love me because it almost cost me my life. And now I'm like, you know what? There was this tipping point. There was this moment where I was able to, for once, compartmentalize the two, okay? Which is a hard thing to do, I think, for most women. Be able to, like, not have feelings for the person that you're sleeping with. And there was this moment where I was just like, I just want to have fun. My last summer fling before I ended up in this relationship, well, I think I had 2 actually. I was honestly I had like a perfect one, and then I had one that was trying to date me and it didn't work out. So the one that was like a perfect summer fling, we had met at this place that I used to work at. Side note, I also realized I need to stop saying names on here. I had someone comment something, like seem really upset about me saying someone's name while they were committing a crime, even though that person is no longer with us. Is it wrong? I don't know. So I'm going to be better about that. No names. The show's getting bigger. You know, hide people's identity, probably a good thing. So I had met this guy. He was a customer. I think he was a customer. Yeah. At this restaurant bar that I used to work at. And I used to go back there. I wasn't working there anymore. I'd go back there, have drinks, whatever. I saw him. He liked to dance. Honestly, a man good at dancing. Fire, not a Nick. Opposite of a Nick. Hot. And whatever. I started talking to him. We started talking. We ended up getting each other's numbers, going out, getting drunk, hooking up. And this was one of those summer flings where we both quite literally knew our place. And this is the only time this has happened in my life. We would have zero contact Monday to Friday. As soon as the weekend hit, it was like, what are you doing tonight? Where you at? You gonna be out? I'm gonna meet up, whatever, whatever. And I think I shared the story before a long, long, long time ago. But it was perfect summer fling. Literally through the whole summer, we both just used each other for what we needed. And then I remember what gave me the ick about this summer fling is that we were like texting and he was wanting me to, give him a little BJ every once in a while. And I'm like, hello, that's already happening. But I'm like, when are you going to go down on me? That hasn't happened yet. I cannot tell you when this man gave me every excuse in the book. I know the man hating women on here. I already know what your comments are going to be. Don't even hit me with that, okay? Some bullshit. I can't. Every excuse in the book not to give oral. Like, I'm sorry, but if you're a man, like, and some girl refused to give her oral, you probably wouldn't hook up with that girl anymore. And so that quite literally gave me the ick. I'm like, we've been fucking all summer long. You've literally never made me come. It's like, you think you just use your dick to do whatever you want? That's not how this works, sweetie. Okay? And then long story short with that, I made it very clear that we were just going to be friends because it's like, I'm so over this. This is boring, whatever. But he had some cute friends. I did end up hooking up with one of his friends and then we lied about it. And then somehow I ended up making him apologize to me for accusing me for hooking up with his friend. That's a story for another time. What was the point of this? Okay. And then my other ick. Okay. One of my biggest icks that I've realized has been a theme for me since I was young is when you are dating a man and they like fall for you so fast that they literally start looking at you like they love you. This has happened with 3 people and I just remember being in those moments where like, I'm like, why are you looking at me like you love me? It's like quite literally turns me so far off. And this is so toxic, okay? I'm not saying I was in a good place when these things have happened. I am just saying when you're dating someone and you're not feeling those feelings yet, and they're like looking at you in your eyes like, you're the prettiest girl in the world. And you're just like, bro, you're not even my boyfriend. Why are you looking at me like you love me? Cringe. I cannot. Another thing that gave me the ick, I remember with one of these summer flings, is that we were having sex and I was on top and he literally looked at me in the face and he goes, I can't even feel you right now. I'm sorry that I have a heavy flow and a wide vagina. Oh my God, I can't. Okay, we gotta move on. We're moving on. We're moving on to your guys' sex. I feel like I don't need to define what an ick is, but just to make it very clear, because we're going to spend the next couple of minutes talking about icks, and then we're going to talk about red flags. I know we've done this, red flags for summer flings, okay? An ick is something that quite literally in the moment makes you go, ew, and completely change your version of how you see this individual. I asked you guys to write in what are some of your most weird, funny icks that you have had, and you guys did not disappoint. Okay. Oh my God, I didn't even tell my one. That's fine. Okay, we'll save it for later. Okay, this one's for me, honestly. When a guy says, dump 'em, referring to for me to show my tits. This happened in Nashville where there was like a bachelor tractor ride going across the street and they were like partying and whatever. And I was like, woo! Just like give him a little woo. And this guy goes, dump him. And I've never in my life been like, dump him? Dump him? I can't. Okay, I had another one of you girlies said when a man says, show me them tatas. Not the tatas. Why does tatas literally sound like you're talking to a child? Like it's fucking weird. That's weird. It gave me the ick right now. I literally have goosebumps. Okay. I hate seeing guys wear flip-flops with jeans. Like, we don't live in Long Beach, okay? We're not in California. This is Arizona. We're not, like, you can't have it both ways. You can't have flip-flops and jeans. You shouldn't even be wearing jeans on the beach either. Okay, guys? I can't. That is a fucking odd combination. You know what's worse? Cargo pants and flip-flops. I can't. Someone said, wearing airport clothes in bed without changing. Oh my God. It's giving. I can't. I totally agree. I have realized one thing about myself after like coming in to my elder years and my elder years. What am I, an old lady? No. Coming into my 30s, I just truly have realized about myself that I have become more anal about my space and my things and how I like things done. And honestly, this is probably my man rubbing off on me. I'm not even going to lie because he's very particular. But the airport thing, like I have airport clothes and then I like to shower and like change. I can't. I totally agree with you, girl. I cannot do the airport clothes in bed. It makes me feel like my germaphobe self can't take it. Okay. I need to like decompress after that one. Watching a grown-ass man chase or pick up a ping pong ball from beer pong. Wait, that's so funny. That also reminds me. No, okay. For real, like, you're a man, you need to be able to catch that ball. Like, you need to be able to bounce it and pick it up without having to bend over and, like, scoot along and be like, oh, wait, oops. That also reminds me, like, have you seen that reel online or the video online where, like, the man, like, you go underwater and he's, like, paddling his legs like a dog underwater? It's giving the ick. Some girl said, watching someone do a whip it. Oh my God. So for those of you that don't know what a whip it is, it's like huffing like a CO2 cartridge. Honestly, like how old are you? Are we still in high school? I had friends that were doing that in high school. Yeah, I could not. That would give me the ick for real. Like, do real drugs, okay? Someone else said, setting the wheels of a suitcase on the bed during travel. Wait, it's like you guys know who I am as a person. I'm so glad someone said that because I can't. It's the same thing with the airport clothes. Like, if you put the wheels of your suitcase on a bed, I don't know. They're just so fucking dirty. You're going to get dirt on the bed for one. And they're like quite literally like rolling around on the ground. I can't. It's like putting shoes on the counter. Ick. That gives me the ick. I can't do that. I agree. Okay. Another girl said, laughing too loud in a group setting at something that was only mildly funny. No. I just gave myself the ick. My God, are you guys' ears okay? Sorry. Yeah, that's bad. It's almost like very pick me. Like, I want the attention, put the attention on me. They're like fighting for the attention. I don't like that either. Someone trying too hard in a dream. Oh my God. Not you literally getting the ick while dreaming. Or like, okay, this is like giving me goosebumps. I can't. That's so cringe. I can't. I say some dumb shit and give myself the ick, laugh my ass off. Me literally just cackling to try to prove a point. When my husband shaves off all of his facial hair. Oh, girl. Not your husband giving you the ick. Okay, I'm going to insert my story now because when I went out, I don't think I've even shared this. When I went out in Nashville with my dad, we were at this 80s bar, right? Having a good time, seeing my dad out, dancing, having fun. And then, like, you know, my dad, he really thinks he's hot shit. Love him so much. But, like, me and my dad are the same person, but he's the dad and I'm the daughter, you know? And we're out, and then he starts, like, feeling himself to this music, and he starts dancing. And I was like, oh, my God. And in this moment, I realized my man and my dad had the same dance moves. Quite literally gave me the ick. I was like, why do these look so familiar? And then I'm like, Listen, they're 12 years apart, okay? I don't want to hear it. And lastly, after the first date, they're already talking about marriage. Yo, this is crazy. That's a love bomber, a threat, and more of a red flag, which is perfect. The most perfect transition to get into icks versus red flags. Don't let those icks fool you, baby girl, because an ick turns into a red flag so fast. Now, we're going to go over some of the red flags that you saw in your summer flings, which turned them from a fling to a foe. That was so fucking cheesy. I am never doing that again. Red flag number 1, they were self-centered. Honestly, any relationship, someone that's always thinking about themselves and undermining like what you have to say or not putting in time, the same amount of time that you're putting in to be able to see each other, the list goes on and on. Avoidance around the idea of commitment. This is when you know the summer fling is just the fling. You can't put pressure on a fling. I think going into a summer fling, you really have to know, like, oh my God, this is going to be so fun for the next 3 to 6 weeks, without the idea of making this guy your man. Like, we can't all be the 1%, girl. That's so fucked up. My man turned into my man because we were a summer fling. Not even. We met at the end of the summer. That doesn't even count. Wow. Why am I being a hater? God damn. Okay. So one of the red flags is this next one. He got into his own head being like, who else are they fucking? Honestly, you have to expect that. If there's no exclusivity, if there's no conversation about partners and expectations, you have to understand that they're probably dating and seeing other people. But I can understand how, like, you could be your own red flag. That's what that sounds like to me. They're bisexual. Is bisexual red flag? Summer fling bisexuality? We have an update on this. We're going to need an update. This write-in says, being an ex-heroin addict who still actively use other drugs, but only recreationally. I have to say, like most people who have hard addiction problems, it is a slightly colored flag if they are still recreationally using drugs or alcohol, because normally when someone has an addiction, they have zero self-control. In my experience and understanding from like growing up in AA, not myself, that's a story for another time. But yeah, I think it's hard for addicts to be able to control, oh, just smoking weed, oh, just drinking alcohol. Usually it's all or nothing with the exception. So that's a road you have to tread lightly. Felonies. Oh, girl, you're taking me back. Taking me back to the good old days. I only go for men with misdemeanors now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Red flag, him being drunk multiple times a week instead of casual weekend drinker. Like you meet someone at a party and you're like, oh, we're hanging out, it's the weekend, and then you start seeing them more, the summer goes on, and then you realize, oh, it's not just the weekend, like it's a Tuesday, it's a Wednesday, it's a Thursday, like they're drinking, drunk. It is a red flag, it is a red flag, not only an ick, but you gotta watch out, especially when you have different goals, you know what I mean? Him always talking about his ex. He is not over her if he is still talking about her. He is so beaten down, so hurt, so bitter. Bitterness, red flag. Ick and a red flag. If a man is bitter about his ex, fucking run. Because that is a bad sign. Like, that is not good. You are unhealed. You have trauma that I am not willing to accept. Stay away. Stay the fuck away from me. Nope, can't do that. Excessive phone use and less focus on being in the moment or the now. Oh my God, can you imagine all the other girls he's probably texting? All of these are like very typical dating red flags, but I feel like, is that not what a summer fling is? You're just dating, you're trying to understand, like, oh, there's so many fun things going on in the summer, so many parties. Do I like this person? Do I not? Do I want to be roped down to this behavior? Don't get confused, girl. Listen to your intuition. If you're feeling icky vibes by the behavior, if this man is already making excuses for his actions, if he's not doing the things he says he's gonna do, those are red flags, boo. Those are signs. That is the universe telling you, A, B, C, D, F, G, I gotta go. You gotta go, girl. Because otherwise, you want to be stuck with this man through the holidays? I think not. You want to be like locked down when it's cuffing season? No, there is still a chance for you. There is still a holiday season that you can thrive. Speaking of holiday seasons, we're going to do another little segue to a couple of the write-ins that we got about summer flings. And this one specifically, not about holidays, but more about gift giving. Because if you have a summer fling, we are not giving gifts. It's a hard, fat fucking no. We are not gift giving with a summer fling. Now this write-in, we're gonna hold her hand while we say this, okay? This was not a thoughtful, impactful gift, but it was like you're an alcoholic, I'm thinking about you gift. And I'm going to read her story. First of all, I love it when you guys write in your long stories. I think it's so fun doing like a collaborative solos like this where you like write your answers in the Instagram and I get to share them and then we get to talk more in depth about your personal life stories. So please do not be shy. It's always anonymous. And here's the first one. The story goes, it's been a while since I had a summer fling, but I remember one who invited me to join a trip to Vegas because both of our birthdays were in November. He acted weird as fuck all of the sudden because I gifted him a damn flask with a mustache on it because those were big at the time and he loved them. Honestly, girl, this is giving like 2010 vibes. I didn't think it was a big deal and I didn't give him a fucking engagement ring. And mind you, we had been doing this fling and shit all summer into November at this point. He treated me like shit after that whole, treated me like shit that whole trip. And thank God I brought my best friend. So her and I did our own thing anyways. Honestly, free Vegas trip with your best friend. Are you kidding? After the trip, and mind you, he invited me and took us to a couple of clubs. We were never asked to pay. He never made it seem like we needed to pay. It was a full invitation. He reached out this was after the trip. Sorry, I got confused. After the trip, he reached out asking if we could square up for the trip. She says, "Excuse me, sir, are we gonna brawl?" What is happening? If he had asked me to pitch in, I totally would have no problem at all, but he's the one who asked my friend and I to go and made it seem like he had everything covered. I quit talking to him, and later on, years later, he did reach out and say he was sorry for being an asshole. But really, bro, you invite a girl who you claim to be vibing with and then ask her to square up? Like, you're a fucking loser. Oh my God. This is why if you have a summer fling and you're going into this like unknown environment, you always need to make sure that you have a backup plan. You have money to afford your own place. You know someone in the city that you can peel off to. There needs to be a plan B because these men cannot be trusted. The audacity to get all fucking weird about a flask. Like, you're literally going to Vegas for one. It's like, I don't know. I just can't. Like, when guys are so overconsumed, he's probably sitting there thinking like, bro, like, we've only been hanging out for like a month. That's probably what he's telling his friends, right? We've only been hanging out for like a month and she like got me a gift. It's like fucking weird. Like, she wants me to be her boyfriend or something. And then I just like invited her on this trip, but then I'm going to pay no attention to her. It's like, that's fine. Don't pay attention to me. I can find 6 other guys to take me into their luxury penthouse suites if I want to. Boy, bye. I cannot. Okay, this one is great. This story is like, honestly, plot twist. Okay, hold on. This listener wrote in and said, I met a girl at a festival. Started with fireworks. Both ended up stating that we wouldn't last past the weekend. Fast forward to the end of the festival. We were together a lot and it was going well. I'm assuming this festival was like more than one day, but the person didn't clarify. We ended up figuring out we both lived only 30 minutes away from each other. Festival was ending and we went our separate ways. Ended up parking our cars only a few spots from each other, still not wanting to give in to fate and give in and ask her for her number or her Facebook, but I gave her a hug and then I said bye, ... again. Fast forward a few months, I'm out with friends and I see her and I decide to say hello. She acts like she doesn't know me and I'm kind of like, okay. I go to the bar, get a drink, and right as I'm about to go to my friends, she comes up to me and gives me a big, huge hug and says, hey, it's me, so-and-so from the festival and blah, blah, blah. At this point, I was kind of annoyed and I'm like, yeah, sure, okay. She was like, what the fuck? Do you not remember me? So she is now upset. So here we are kind of like hashing it out at the bar. We both get taken outside by security. This is crazy. And now I'm really mad and she's equally as mad. The fact that this escalated so quickly, it truly shows you that like it was not fate, nor was it meant to be. Like, neither of you should be getting that upset over this situation. Anyways, I digress. It goes on. Both of our friends are coming out. Both of our friends are asking what happened. And I turn to gesture that this woman first blew me off and now is acting like we're buddy-buddy. And as soon as I turn around and gestured, I saw her friend comforting her. Turns out she not only had a twin, but she was one of a triplet. So I confronted the twin at the bar first and not the one that hugged me. Oh my God, that's crazy. Honestly, like, she couldn't even be mad at that point. And why didn't she lead with, oh, you must have seen my twin? Like, why didn't she clock that? Like, if you go out to the bar with your 3 sisters that all look exactly the same, or even with 2 of them that look exactly the same, like, wouldn't you clarify, like, oh, wait, if you came up to me and it's not, like, this is the first time I'm seeing you, that must have been my sister. And then it all would have connected, but whatever. Y'all are probably drunk and not realizing really what's going on. Either way, summer fling moment. Sometimes you gotta save it for the festival. Let it go with a little peace out, Girl Scout. Okay, last but not least. The longest summer fling I had lasted 9 months. His whole family fell in love with me. 9 months is not a summer fling, girl. That's a full-blown relationship. And you met the family? Okay. I knew his sister and sister-in-law prior for at least 2 years or more. I fell absolutely head over heels for this guy. He led me on for so long. I cooked for him, cleaned for him, accommodated everything he could possibly ask for, all while he was living with his mom. He invited me to every family gathering, even major holidays, but would never put a label on us. It got to the point where I realized it wasn't going to go any further, that his family was straight up crying, begging me to stay with him because I was the best girl he had ever had. It was so sad and heartbreaking, even more for his family, that I would have been leaving behind. He ended it with a letter that stated I was his soulmate and that he could never give me what I deserved in this lifetime. Yeah, because he's a broke-ass, lame, dusty-ass man. What the fuck? His entire family still talks to me and loves me 7 years later, but I have no idea what he is doing in his life anymore. I'm so close to his family, but the idea of him is so strange. Oh my God. Girl, honestly, you dodged a bullet. It sucks when, like, you fall in love with someone's family more than the guy. Like, it just sounds, he's clearly living at his mom's. His mom is clearly taking care of him. They were probably so excited that they didn't have to do that anymore, that you were doing it. They're like, oh my God, she's going to be the one. She's going to get him out of here. He's going to get up off his ass. He's going to have a reason to live, and his ass is still being lazy. He's probably doing the same damn thing. Just laying, chilling up, posted up hard at his mom's house, cracking beers and making a mess. And with that being said, just remember, the person that you are meant to be with is not going to give you the ick. There will be moments where you're like, are you okay? But you will not be so foully disgusted with them on a daily basis. And I just want you to think about this. The ick is like your intuition with a little glitter on it, okay? She's telling you exactly what you need to know. If the icks keep rising and they turn into red flags, you need to listen to that, okay? Because that is your intuition telling you that this person, this relationship, this fling is not for you. And with that, I say goodnight. Happy fucking Monday. I'll see you guys next week. We're talking about why you deserve more than the bare minimum. Make sure to send this to a friend, send this to a neighbor, send it to your mom, your sister, your auntie, your kids. No, I'm just kidding. Don't send it to your kids. If you haven't already, please subscribe on the YouTube. We're back to posting clips. Spotify, YouTube, you can leave comments on both. Get in the comments because these dusty ass dudes be up in my comments still talking shit everywhere. On Instagram, on Spotify, on YouTube. I'm like, oh my God, can't I just make content for the girls? Tell your girlfriends, get your girls in here. We need to create this community so that we can build this platform together. I need you, girl. Okay, gotta go. Love you, bye.
Girl, stop talking. All the shit that people are thinking but not saying. I'm not even like drunk. I've just been like drinking. Does my podcast offend you? Men, if you're listening, I apologize in advance. Women, hey bitches, are you ready? Are you still talking? Girl, stop talking.